Hi. I made a video about, healthy dating for health class, and this is it. So, I just thought maybe girls should be reminded that guys are pretty simple creatures. And, I wanted to remind you that dating healthy is an okay thing. It's cliche, but we all have to go through with it. Guys aren't that smart. They're gonna ask you for stuff, and you don't have to do it. There are plenty of ways you can date healthy and be happy. This is awkward. Sex is a tricky topic, and I just wanted to make a video to remind girls that they don't have to go through with it if, for whatever reason, if it's respect for themselves or moral reasons or just don't feel like they're ready yet, don't do it, because let's face it, guys are stupid, and I'm here to remind you that, and I've broken it down into 4 chapters so you can learn pretty easily and remind yourself how dumb they actually are. And I'm not trying to offend anybody, I'm just trying to support girls in their mission to stay healthy and do what they want. And so I'm going to provide you with some solutions as well, because how good are refusing if you don't have any alternate solutions? Because you can date and stuff still, and you can have a good time, but don't do what you don't want to do. So here comes a fancy dancy title page that will start my video. Let's face it, you're gonna have to deal with some guys. We do date them. They can be fun to hang around. They're entertaining. They pass the time. But either way, we're gonna date them eventually, most likely, and you're just gonna have to deal with them. But what you need to know is that guys are simple and predictable, and you can outsmart them. So now that you know that they are simple and can be outsmarted, and you're really figuring out their inner workings, let me break it down into a list. Now, I'm sure many guys would like to hear a list of things that girls think of. But let's face it, our minds are a little more complex than that. We can't put it into a list of 3 things. First of all, we think of about 3,000 things a second. Yeah, just now, I definitely thought of at least 3,008 things. But anyway, I broke it down into 3 things so you'll know what's on guys' minds most. The first 3 things that pop into a guy's head are: sex is number 1, let's face it, food, because they're always eating it, and sports. Yeah, I know it's cliche. Now, notice how sex was number 1? Now are you surprised that some girls may feel pressure to do these things when they don't really want to? But now that I've broken it into 3 things, you have other options you can do with your boyfriend: eating and playing and or watching sports. But it's okay, because that's just how they're genetically designed, not the food or sports part. But the part about the sex, it does help our species survive. Go instincts! That was weird. But another simple thing that guys are good at. But think about it. If this is the only 3 things going through their minds, who can blame you for wanting to say no? Oh, and just before you try and deny that your boyfriend is above all of these things, or that he's too good and too kind to want number 1, wrong! I'm not saying it's his fault, but he's thinking it. Wow, number 1 seems like a pretty big thing. Which will bring me to my next chapter. Sorry girls, but that's what they do. And I'm not being bitter, it's just a fact of life. Number 1's number 1 on the list, and they gotta get it somehow. So before you hang on to each and every word that boy of yours whispers in your ear, let me just remind you that they are lying. Trust what they do, not what they say, obviously. Do what you want to do, because boys are lying to you, and they will lie to you. It's not something that may happen, It's a matter of how often it happens.